Hi, namaste. Hi, Pisces. Thank you, Pisces, for welcoming us in to experience and perceive through your lenses of perception, lenses and filters of perception. And the Liffruma card, the legendary Liffruma card we have for you, Pisces, 22, the Master Builder number of intuition, the number of major arcana in the tarot. 2 is the balance, is one of the bridges from the seen world. So when you've got the 1 to 9 and you take out your 3, 6, 9, the Tesla code, you're left with 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. And the 2 and the 8 for us is the bridge from the seen world, the tangible world, over to 6, the bridge from the unseen world, the spiritual world, the subjective, which is very good for Pisces. Pisces, you are more spiritual and you're more subconscious, more spiritual, fluid, the most mature of the signs. 12 is the subconscious, getting deep into the depths of the subconscious and the sea. 2 is the number of patience as well. You've got the High Priestess at number 2. Number 20 is judgment, both made of number 2 there. These actually could be like the white dove, the judgment card of the dove of peace. So there's like a piece. So we're just going into obviously going into the colours and the pathology first. You've got the 2 crosses. Or you can have like the square in the middle. So this could be like the body and the trunk with the legs and the arms. We kind of have a focus around holistic health and well-being, and the body and the breath, if one hadn't have noticed. 2 minus 2 is 0. So all master numbers have the 0 and the 1 by the golden ratio. The master numbers for us therefore bring a point, a central bit of balance, a centering point, which also suits the symbol here, and the calm and the peace, and I think Zendaya's coming in, and the joy. So there's been in Pisces, through Pisces lenses and filters of perception experience. Hello, beautiful. You want to come up here and say hello? Okay. So Zendaya's come in. We haven't seen him all day. You've got biscuits in your bowl and you've got water, all right, sweetheart? Cats are very intuitive, psychic, although the felines are represented normally by Leo energies over Pisces energies. But is there a connection? What's going on between your Leo energies and your Pisces energies in your natal chart? What's going on in where you're living? If you were to do, like the new moon's just gone for Cancer on Monday, if you were to print off a new moon chart with where you lived, what would be the energies going on for you between those energies currently where you're living with the houses? How do they match with your natal chart? If you were then to get a third chart out, which would just be the collective conventional house 12 belongs to Pisces rather than whatever you have in house 12. Our house 12 is Leo, although the very end of Leo, the very last degree of Leo goes into house 1 because we're a Leo rising. So in the collective 12 Pisces, how does that then connect into where you're living with your Pisces Leo energies, and how does that connect in with your natal chart of your Pisces Leo energies? Pisces, your house 12, Leo, your house 5. This makes 4. So you've got 4 if you add them together, and you have 4 if you multiply them actually. So this is 2 is a really special number because the addition and the multiplication are the same. The expansion and the infinite expansion are the same. So there's a real structural integrity and balance and coherence. So the integration, the centering. Pisces can normally feel a bit chaotic and off with the fairies, and can get a bit much. Pisces energy is ruled traditionally by Jupiter, but the modern one is Neptune, which can be related again to addictions and in excess. So don't know how you're feeling, but the way we're feeling about this card is there is a real balancing. So there isn't in excess, and it's not deficient, there's not in excess. There's a real centering, a real balancing, the calm and the peace. The eye of the storm has been found. The storm may not be quite past, because in the collective and what's around us, there's still quite a lot of chaotic energy. But because you found your own center, your own eye of the storm, where that calm exists, then you can be a focal point of balance and peace and calm and harmony for other energies that come in around you. But therefore, it's also really important that you do take time out for yourself, for your breath, for your body, so that you can recharge your battery. One needs to recharge their phone battery. One needs to put the car that runs on electric, they need to charge that up overnight, or however often it needs to be charged up. And we heard once it's best to not let a battery go below 20% and to charge it up, and then the battery life will last longer. So you're never depleting the battery completely, and then it will last longer. And this is number 22, which is around 20%. We actually like to work on a ratio. So if we do balance out, if we do want our sweet treats or our processed food or the stuff that's not the best for the body, and the body's regeneration of the body, especially as we're getting older, then we will do a 22%, 78% balance. We'll attempt to be as much as possible. You right, Zendaya? We'll attempt to be as much as possible, 78% good and 22% bad, putting duality, reality, language to it. And duality is number 2. 2 is also on the Fibonacci sequence and the Lucas sequence. The Lucas sequence starts with 2 rather than 0. Lucas sequence starts, but it adds the previous number together. So you go from 2 to 1, add them together, you get 3. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 3, 7. So it goes 2, 1, 3, 7. No, 2, 1, 3, 4, 7, 11, 18, 29. So in the Lucas sequence, a lot of them do add up together to make 2. 29 adds together to 11, but then goes down to 2. But this can also do the Fibonacci sequence, because you can start at 0, and 2 minus 2 is 0, which is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, etc. It's called ing, so we're getting into it. So we've done this, and 2x marks the spot, and we've got a double spot here. So for us, this is like the crossing point of the dantian and the lower dantian, for instance, or the crossing point, the dantian maybe being, we can't remember where it is. I think the dantian's the heart, and then the lower dantian's around your navel, and then the upper dantian, I think, is up here. We can't quite remember. But for us, this is relating to the body. To get the third cross in would then bring the head. So the third cross would be the head. The second, this cross here, that's not there, the head's out of the equation. It's about experiencing your water elements, your emotions with balance, with calm, with peace through your heart center, because your heart center connected to your lower navel center of emotions is what keeps the grounded, which is what keeps the grounded. If it goes up into the head, even though the triangulation of the 3 head, body, or they say head, mind, body, soul, they mind, body, soul, heart, but we also like to bring in nature, other stuff to it as well. But then the body is nature. We are nature. But the spirit's different again, and then you've got God. Mind you, God and spirit could be the same thing, or consciousness. We will get better at it. So the type ing is the word. So that's bringing in, like when you add ing to the end of a word, it's a verb, it's a present. Rather than I did, I'm doing, I'm going to do. So you've got your past, present, and future tense. This is a present tense. It's a verb, it's a doing. I'm playing, I'm dancing, I'm eating, I'm cooking, I'm gardening. So when you put the ing on the end of the word, it's the presence. And then you can, what is it? It's like an anagram, isn't it? When you mix up the words, you can swap this I, this N, and this G around, and then you've got the first three letters of ignite. When we are in the present moment, playing, cooking, eating slowly with awareness, gardening, dancing, surfing, cycling, singing, swimming, we bring ourselves into the present moment and we ignite the heart anchored second chakra sacral energies. These are an orange color as well, of creativity, creative flow, with passion through the heart, compassion with the pure source, with the pure flow of source energy, to bring you into your water meadow. A meadow is normally like a green grassy field we think of as a meadow, a green grassy field with flowers. But this is a water meadow. This is the water meadow on the base of a coral reef. You've got the beautiful sandy white sand base of a coral reef. We've got the orange coral, all these pictures, all the coral going on, all the brightly coloured sea life. So you're in the water, you're in the emotions, you're in consciousness, cups energy, where creativity and inspiration flow from. And that's what happens with the present moment. So what does, it's quite a bit in there, we ought to check the times really, shouldn't we? But that's okay, it's on 25 past now. I'm sure that's probably been about 5 minutes. So we're just going to read the poem. Son of the sea, Freya's fertility, forces fauna from the soil's soul. Sunshine saturates the sacral as purified rain rolls to the roots of all life. The soaked, saturated seeds split. The first thread of germination plunges down so the wild water meadow flowers can sprout, shoot, and bloom with the soul's new tune. Ignite the song of your water phoenix. So this is just beautiful. Pisces energies, you're the oldest, most mature sign that's got the capability and the strength and the courage to navigate the depths of your subconscious, the depths of the ocean, and to come full cycle from the plant into the flower, into the fruit, into the seed, ready again, because the seed holds that whole blueprint to start afresh again. So there's a real, and it's the end that is the beginning. There's a closing off of energies, but it's not just a closing off of energies, it's a closing off with an opening. You've got the one, it's not one door shutting and another door's opening, because you only got the in-between stage to go between the doors. You're in those revolving doors that you can just go in, and it's opening and closing kind of at the same time in those segments. It's a rotating, and you can go in and out at your ease on this rotating door. You've got a foot in the water, a foot on land, while it's all got all your feet in your hearts. Powerful Empress energies we feel on that, but with the Empress and High Priestess energies is what we feel on that. So what's your macro? What's going on for your macro? Okay, you might have seen that, we didn't, but we're going to turn over the micro first, because which is what they were just saying, because we're talking about the sea, we're talking about the ocean, we're talking about the subconscious, which is your central nervous system. It's going deep within, it's your subjectivity, your subjective realm. So the micro first is what's happening, and it's the Four of Swords. So with all this energy that's gone through on the full cycles, from seed to seedling to plants to flower to fruit, back to seed again. It uses up a lot of energy. So there's a period of rest that's going on internally for you. And that's what we were saying before about the importance of balancing spirituality and practicality, especially balancing spirituality and practicality when one's work, or for us, this is us playing work, or starting, attempting to get the ball rolling, so that putting our faith and our trust that something, whether it's this down the line or something else that comes about, we will then be able to become financially self-sufficient. But we are still healing ourselves. So even with all this energy going on, do one's best not to get carried away with the current, because if we get carried away with the current, we're going to get lost out at sea. And still time's needed. Corpse pose is needed, otherwise there's explosion. And if we don't, something will kick in automatically, like a forced tower, unless we take the time to rest, and understand the momentum of the cycles, and don't just go in full pout overdoing it. We allow time for integration. So there's an integration period. Oh no, we bent the card, so it's really... So we've just bent the card, which really upsets us. We like things to be creased. So it's just what we're talking about. If you go into the energy too much energy, there's a crease that goes on. There's a crack that's happened. There will be something that will happen to disappoint you. But look at that. You have a very gentle step up from your micro, your internal, your subjective of the Four of Swords, out to your surface, your macro, the Five of Swords. So you're so connected in chronological. Is that the chronological order? 4 to 5. They don't look very. This one looks like, oh, it's all completely gone wrong, and this one looks a bit worried, and this one looks like she's just getting carried away with the flow of energies, just like we were saying in here. So your internal and your external realities aren't quite aligning, but they're pretty darn close. And it's your choice whether you're going to calm down and just rest because things aren't quite working out how you'd hope, and so therefore some rest is needed. Otherwise you might get stopped completely, and then you'll lose these beautiful, creative, flowing, present juices going on. And so Metatron, angels, 46, which is domestic harmony. Do you have domestic harmony, or do you need to create more domestic harmony and more balance? It's the authentic self. Who are you? Are you in a process of still discovering who you are? Is that why there's these you found the present flow state and the source energy? The balance is almost there but not quite there. Are you still on the journey of discovering yourself? You think you've discovered yourself, and then something else happens, and it's like, oh, maybe are you following conventional ways of understanding yourself? Conventional ways of understanding yourself is there's one identity. This is who I am, and actually we change depending what country we're in. We change depending whether it's day or night. We change depending on the astrological energies. We change whether we're in the country to whether we're in the city. We change to whether we're on our own, being still with no distractions, to whether we're listening to music. So does there need to be a change in perception, a change in understanding, the way the attachments we hold to words and the meanings of words? Are we able to see the full spectrum within the words, within our self-awareness, self-mastery, self-growth journey, to gain the balance and the understanding of who we are in the present moment, understanding that can change? Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for letting us perceive and experience through your lenses and filters of perception. So we're just going to turn them all over now, because we're dancing with the theme of the water energies. So thank you, elemental water forces, for allowing us to experience and perceive through your lenses and filters of perception, and managing to stay grounded and not get too emotional. So bringing the water elements together: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, 64, 31, 22, 10, 4. So there's the 4 connecting in with Cancer. 46. So look at that, 46 with 64, 10, 10, 10, 10, 22, which equals 4, 4, 4, 4. Scorpio, your house 8. Pisces, your house 12. 31 is 4, 4, 4, 4. 10, 10, made up of 2 4s and a 6. There's your 6 here, and another 10. Here's a 5 and a 19. 19 is another 10. Oh my God, the water elemental forces. Look at this. Over our head. They're flown away like sticks on the water. They don't have the same harmony, although the nails kind of go well with it. They don't have the same harmony and flow of the energies that we were talking about here. The arrow, we need to contract. We need to pull the arrow back for it to be able to take off its momentum. We need to be able to have the hand-eye coordination and the strength to hold the bow, and we need to have a focused destination to aim the arrow to, or it will fly away free. But this is also talking about the supports of the shelf that are holding the arrows before one goes to get the arrows. So you have your arrow in use, but how many arrows do you have in your backpack with you? Have you used them all back up? Do you need to go back to the store shed and get some more? Maybe you go back to the store shed, but you haven't actually planned ahead for the winter because you were so busy in summer growing your food and doing everything ready for the winter to hunt the animals, because you wouldn't be able to eat all your fresh fruit and veg as much, and you would need the meat to get you through winter more. This is metaphorical, it could be literal as well, but you know, so do you need to make more arrows? Do you need to think and plan? Do you need to save a little bit of money, and not just completely spend it all summer because you're getting carried away with the flow of parties? Worm, Tito pull my nana. Okay, so next door's kitten Worm's come in now. He's a young boy kitten, not a real young kitten. He must be about a year old now. And he's going to get this because we don't have the energy to get up and move and take him out and close the window. Although maybe we shall do that because we're talking about applied action. So bear with us a second. That's something that you need to connect into your heart, your body, your breath, nature, dream time, higher self, and just ask for the guidance. We just remembered that we moved that because of the microphone thing, so we were just checking it wasn't getting too hot. To ask for the guidance, or maybe you're doing exactly, just keep doing what you're doing. Maybe you're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing, and it is just flying on your water energetics, because we said the numbers here were 4, 5, and 6, and the 2, and you do have the 3 and the 1. But here's 24, 22, 64. It's only this one in the middle that's 31. That's the odd one out. And your 10s. And this is 6, the lovers, the union. You got their, not only have you got their tails crossing over and making a heart, but you've got the cross and the mirror reflection. The cross marks the spot. You've got the center of the cross. That was Pisces' very first 2 crosses, about the heart and the body, the navel.